And Rich, you made a really interesting comment this morning about the different attitudes to billing in the UK versus the US. So what is this wholesale billing, and why is it so big in the UK? And can you explain what it is?
Yeah, absolutely. So wholesale billing is essentially where the accountant decides to say, I'm going to add the client on a QBOA, bill me the accountant for the client, and then what I'm typically going to do is say to the client, I'll offer you a package of services that includes QuickBooks, it includes apps, it includes my time, and I'm going to charge you, let's say, $200-300 a month, versus the client getting a bill for $25 a month. You know, one of the other key benefits is we always offer the accountant a 50% discount off of whatever the client would pay at sort of retail price. And so we try to set it up as a price benefit, but the accountant seems to embrace it more as an opportunity to package their services together. In the UK, that's about 90% of accountants. Here, that's a significantly smaller number in the US.
The 90% of accountants using QBO in the UK?
Yeah, 90% of accountants in the UK who are using QBO choose to bill their clients through wholesale billing, meaning they, the accountant, get the bill, the client never sees the bill, and they package services up to either pass the discount along or possibly sort of put other things in there, and it's a fixed fee model.
Now, some accountants might think, well, you're just shifting the price of the accounting package to a different place. Why is it so important with this shift towards cloud accounting and new business models for accountants?
Yeah, you know, I think the reason why the accountants that I speak to that really embrace it find it important is, again, as the cornerstone of a move away from hourly billing and into value pricing. So I think it's a great way to start the conversation with the client, which is, look, I recommend you use QuickBooks. You can choose to pay £25-30 in the UK a month, or I actually can get that at a discount for you. And based on the other services, tax, consultancy I charge, you know, I could actually offer all of that for you for, say, $150-200 a month. That's what I would recommend to you. Now, more often than not, the client, I think, goes along with that recommendation. And so the conversation starts with the wholesale billing and then leads into the value pricing.
Why is value pricing so important to Intuit? Because this seemed to be one of the main things you talked about on stage.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and it's important to us simply because we are so passionate about its importance to accountants. And it's very simple, really, which is accountants have historically billed for their time. Time is a finite resource, and so the problem is, unless they always raise prices significantly, then their opportunity to become successful and make more money is very limited. What they could do with moving to is value billing. And if you think about the automation in the industry, particularly with the data automation, so much of the work that they did before that they billed for is now automated. And so essentially by packaging that together and putting a list of services together and charging a number, again, $200-300, whatever it may be a month, it gets them away from this finite resource of time. Now, the tricky thing is, most accountants say it's great with new clients because I can explain the value prop to them, but it's difficult to get my existing clients off of hourly billing onto value pricing, and that's what we're trying to help them with because we passionately believe it's the right thing for them.
Fantastic. How long do you think accountants have to make the transition to value pricing before they start to feel the impact of automation reducing that hourly rate?
You know, honestly, I think it's already 2 to 3 years in. So I would say, you know, very little to no time. And the example I would give is, you know, bank feeds are something that, you know, several years ago, everyone did screen scraping. Now, everyone's doing bank feeds, which is so much easier. It takes away the data entry. It brings in automation. It's now very hard for an accountant to justify the value of that to the client because if the client looks, it's done automatically. And so I think that's a good example of, you know, more of that type of automation. Look at an app like Receipt Bank. You know, for $15-20 a month, it does work that the accountant possibly could have charged hundreds of dollars a month for in the past. So I think that unless they actually move there now, increasingly clients will question the value of time, and so they have to move to these other services. Otherwise, it's going to be a real challenge.
Fantastic. Rich Preece, thanks for your time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.